TNA in 2012 to win the election and form governments.
Today, I know without any shadow of doubt that the time has come to represent the hustler nation. The time has come to go all the way to the finish line and secure the place of the hustler nation at the decision-making table.
In 2017, URP and TNA folded to form the Jubilee Party. President Uhuru Kenyatta became the Jubilee Party leader, with DP Ruto being the deputy party leader. But the advent of the handshake in 2018 shook up the arithmetic within the Jubilee administration. DP Ruto opposed to the handshake was sidelined and isolated not only within government but also in the ruling party.
That I am determined to give you a campaign you will be proud of, and to win for our party, our coalition, and for the people of Kenya.
With the breakdown of relations at the Jubilee Party, DP Ruto and his allies began shopping for yet another home. UDA was born in December 2020 as the alternative house from the Jubilee Party. At a recent Jubilee Party NDC, Ruto and his allies were shown the door. The UDA NDC marking yet another turning point as DP Ruto finds a new board that he will use to challenge for the country's presidency. From founding the Jubilee Party, the deputy president was subsequently expelled as the party's deputy party leader. The DP now finds a new lease of life as the party leader of UDA and its flag bearer. Ruto promising an impressive campaign for the presidential race. Samogina, Citizen TV, Kasarani.
And Deputy President William Ruto used the UDA National Delegates Convention to parade his Kenya Kwanza allies and to urge voters to reject ODM leader Raila Odinga, terming him as a state project. Ruto and the Kenya Kwanza leaders took on President Uhuru Kenyatta, accusing him of weaponizing the national security agencies to bully into submission those opposed to his handshake with Odinga and the August 9th State House succession arithmetic. And as Francis Gashuri will be telling us shortly, the UDA NDC was also a platform to receive other political party leaders such as Mwangi Kiunjuri, Moses Kuria, and William Kabogo in a bid to consolidate the populous Mount Kenya vote basket. Now that's a story that will be coming up shortly on the program, but also remember a bit later on I'll be hosting David Murathe, Jubilee Vice Chair, Moses Kuria, MP Gatondo South. We want to talk about Jubilee, UDA and so much more on the program, an interview you don't want to miss. Elsewhere, the Registrar of Political Parties has warned political parties that none of them will be allowed to belong to two coalitions. Deputy Registrar Ali Abdullahi has further warned that there will be no coalition of two coalitions. Abdullahi clarified that the coalition debacle when he appeared before the Justice and Legal Affairs Committee to present their memorandum on the Election Amendment Bill of 2022.
Any party cannot be a member of two coalitions. You can only be a member of one coalition. So that has to be clear to Kenyans. So there is no way you can belong to one coalition and then belong to another. That needs to be very clear. The other thing is that there cannot be a coalition between two coalitions. So that we can have one coalition registering itself and another coalition registering itself, and then they combine to form a grand coalition. That is not also provided for in law. What we are observing around is that there are political discussions ongoing. There are negotiations ongoing. By the end of the day, if any coalition is to be registered with the Registrar of Political Parties, then it must be a coalition of political parties. There cannot be a coalition between coalitions, and you cannot also belong to more than one coalition.
The Independent Electoral and Boundaries Commission, IEBC, wants the 120-day period provided by law for political parties to submit their membership reduced to 90 days to lock out those who will lose in party primaries. Now, many losers resign and choose to vie as independent candidates. Safi Godana Mamo gives us more details.
have a few.
Speaking when he appeared before the Justice and Legal Affairs Committee, IEBC's Director of Legal Affairs, Crispin Owiye, says the Commission's proposal is to reduce from 120 to 90 the days allowed for political parties to submit their membership lists, hence lock out losers in party primaries who resign and vie as independent candidates.
Our submission, Mr. Chair, is to ensure that there is provision of how corporate member formations will undertake nominations, if any, so that there is compliance with the Constitution, particularly on party lists and special interest nominations.
The electoral body opposed to a proposal which will require it upon request of a political party to conduct and supervise the nomination of candidates by a party. The Deputy Chief Parliamentary Counsel, Office of the Attorney General, is as of the opinion that the issue of delivery of physical results is not yet quite clear and that all scenarios must be put into consideration.
In the delivery of results, we did not play out all the scenarios. The scenario of what happens if the physical document does not arrive. There may be a scenario of getting 10 different physical results. So I think we need to look at all the possible scenarios so that we provide for them in this law.
It's not one document. It is produced in several parts. And every agent at the polling station is entitled to his copy, including the copy that is pinned on the door of the polling station. Or if a polling station does not have a door, at such an appropriate place, maybe if it's a tent or on a tree, if it's open air.
The Commission proposes that any nomination dispute should be lodged within 48 hours of the last gazetted day for registration of candidates, that is, nomination day for elections. Safi Godanamam, Citizen TV.
Well, let's take you back to a story I'd mentioned earlier, where Deputy President William Ruto used the NDA National Delegates Convention to parade his Kenya Kwanza allies and to urge voters to reject ODM leader Raila Odinga, terming him as a state project. Ruto and the Kenya Kwanza leaders took on President Uhuru Kenyatta, accusing him of weaponizing the national security agencies to bully into submission those opposed to his handshake with Odinga and the August 9th State House succession arithmetic. And as Francis Gashuri tells us, the UDA NDC was also a platform to receive other political party leaders such as Mwangi Kiunjuri, Moses Kuria and William Kabogo in a bid to consolidate the populous Mount Kenya vote basket.
It was a parade of the who is who in the Kenya Kwanza Alliance, 147 days to the general election, an apparent response to last Saturday's display by the Azimio la Umoja movement, fronted by President Uhuru Kenyatta, where ODM leader Raila Odinga was handed the mantle to face off with Deputy President William Ruto in the August State House race. Ruto and his brigade pushing back, accusing the president of using state security apparatus to influence his succession.
Even the border today are victims of a weaponized fight against people who don't share in the belief of those who hold the levers of power today. And I want to promise them that power is transient and the people of Kenya will overcome. We will not submit to your threats and blackmail. We will not bow to you. We will not worship you. We worship the living God in heaven. We worship no human being.
Ruto and the Kenya Kwanza team labeling Odinga.
You may have power. You may control the levers of power. But we believe in God, the all-powerful. We submit to God, the all-powerful.
Hatutaki kamwe kuambiwa kwamba tumewekewa kiongozi ambaye mtu anashika remote control akisema pause una pause, akifinya bright unaweka bright, akifinya dark inakuwa dark. akisema zima anazima. We do not want a remote-controlled leader in this country. We want a leader who is hands-on.
The Jubilee purge in Parliament.
Brokers and drunkards and thugs who will work in your office to undermine and humiliate both the character and the person and the office of future deputy presidents who I am sure they are sitting among us here.
Aliyesema jogoo wa kijiji hawiki mjini, leo amesikia jogoo wa kijiji amewika kwa mji mkuu wa Nairobi, na ajue itafika siku tarehe 9 mwezi wa 8 wataheshimu jogoo wa kijiji na jogoo wa mjini wapate heshima kwa nchi ya Kenya.
The August trace according